right. Our guest in the studio is Modina Tijani. She's an inclusive development specialist and the managing director of Inclusive Development Consult Limited, IDCL. IDCL is a social impact company and has over 20 years cumulative experience in the development sector with expertise in gender equality, disability, and social inclusion. She has worked on projects involving the OSSAP, SDGs, NCBWD, the World Bank, LASODA, and others. She also has extensive experience in inclusive project designs, research, trainings, and media productions with her work in advancing inclusive development and ensuring that everyone enjoys equal opportunities no matter their gender, disability, cultural, or social status. Modinat is always ready and willing to foster partnership that would accelerate our company's promotion of inclusion in health, education, employment, and social protection. You're welcome.
Thank
So
you
good to have you here.
Good to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I try to do my best.
Yes.
Oh, you actually do your best.
Yes. Well, anyways, now looking at your profile, you said you're an inclusive developmental specialist. Now that brings me to my first question. What exactly, or who exactly is an inclusive developmental specialist? Let's understand that first.
Okay.
Then we know where we'll bring our story from.
Okay. And so what I do basically as an inclusive development specialist is that I promote vulnerable people, vulnerable communities, and I try to make them become inclusive into policies and programs, whether it's run by government, whether it's run by private organizations, NGOs, foundations, you name it. So we try to include them into programs that cuts across education, health, employment, social protection, everything. Because frankly speaking, Nigeria doesn't really include so many people. A lot of people are not considered when programs are being put up. I'll give you an example. Look at persons with disabilities, for example. In Nigeria, they do not have accessibility into even buildings. Let's talk about the bank. You know, the banking structure is not designed for persons with disabilities.
Yeah.
When someone is on a wheelchair and they go to the bank, probably to cash or deposit money, the counter alone, becomes a barrier. It becomes a limitation because they are not lowered. It's only made for people that are upright, that can stand, and that's a limitation for them. Look at, I'll give another example. Person that has visual impairment, that cannot see, and they go to the bank and they want to open an account. There is a barrier because they cannot see the form. So these are things that we work towards removing because we have to sensitize people. The laws are there. The laws are actually there that caters to the needs of these categories of people, but the implementation level is very low.
So that's where you come into play, the part of implementation.
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely and amazing. Okay, so now since we know that that's your area of specialty, now looking at your profile, if I'm rightly saying this, you've involved yourself in projects that includes OSSAP.
That's the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development.
Great. And also NCPWD,
National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Great. And of course the World Bank and LASODA. And all this, yes. So now having to work with these people, how has it been for you? Being the person that stands in the gap between these persons who feel limited, and of course the policies does not even apply to them most times. How has it been for you, merging, being the middleman basically between them, the policy, and of course the government?
Okay, like I've rightly said, I said the laws are there because we have laws catering to women. We have the National Gender Policy that says at least women should have 35% representation in elective and appointed positions. But frankly, look at the reality. We have less than 10% women representation. And what we do is that we identify the gaps. We see where the limitations are. We study the law. And then we see the gaps, and then we try to fill the gaps by bringing in government and people that are promoting or are supposed to promote what the law says, and people that the laws are made for.
Yeah.
So we bring them together. The way we do this is that we enhance or build the capacity of government, because the laws are there, but the interpretation might be a bit difficult for them. So as specialists, we understudy, we do a lot of research, we do a lot of interaction or collaboration with partner agencies, with funders, with civil society organizations. We run surveys, so we know what the issues are with the vulnerable people. So then we now go to the law and find out those solutions that have been provided, and then we enhance the capacity of people that are supposed to now promote this law to do what the law says. And this is how we fill the gap. We do this through various things. Like I said, we do this through research work, depending on what the client wants. So when we do this, we also do this through training. I remember last month we concluded a training on inclusive education, because we saw that although there are inclusive schools all around Nigeria in providing for all of these vulnerable people, because there are so many laws that cover them. I was saying that last month we actually ran an inclusive education training, because there are so many inclusive schools in Nigeria, but we discovered that there is no school-based tool that the teachers don't even know how to go about teaching persons with disabilities that this law made available, or that the law is available for. They don't even know, there's no one path that they can tow to teach these categories of children. And even the supervisors, the inspectors from the Ministry of Education, there is no criteria for, trying to access if these schools are actually doing what they ought to. So we created modules from the standard and operating procedures on accessibility and inclusion of persons into pre-tertiary education in Nigeria. Pre-tertiary means primary and secondary school. So we created this teaching module, and then we were able to engage teachers, school owners, so that they will know, this is what the law says. I should be able to teach this way, the various adaptive methods that they can employ to teach these categories, because you cannot teach all categories of learners the same way. And the law says, whether the child is blind, whether the child cannot walk, whether the child is from a disadvantaged household, that's a very poor house or home, whether the child cannot see or hear, they all must be the same. That's the meaning of inclusive education. They must be taught the same way, because if you segregate them, or you divide them, or you take them to a separate school, then it becomes an issue for them to relate socially with other people when they grow older. So the law says, put them together in the same school, and then you have ways of teaching each category of learner, so that they all learn at their various spaces. So this is what we do. This is an example of what we do.
I'm going to ask you, what inspired you to start up this inclusive development initiative that you have? What was the drive for you? Because trust me, I know that it takes a whole lot to put all of this together. So what was your inspiration and your drive?
I remember growing up, of course, we all had our dreams, we all had light bulb moments, and I remember thinking back then, why isn't everybody rich? Why isn't everybody the way they ought or they want to be? Why are there some people with disabilities? Why are there women that have no access to opportunities? So these questions, kept going on in my head. And I had a friend back then. He was in University of Lagos. I was freshly out of secondary school. And he came up to me and he told me, I have a program I want to start up in the media, that's TV and television, and I would like you to be my co-host. And I was like, wow, that's what I've been looking for. I want an outlet, like a voice that I could use in speaking. And I remember we said so many places, we said so many media houses, I don't want to mention names. We also visited some very notable Nigerians. And eventually, although the program did not actually fly, but it had, grown a seed in my mind, and it continued to challenge over the years. Unknowingly, this same friend, also continued with his thoughts, and he eventually veered into inclusive development. He's presently my boss at inclusive development consultant, and work together, for this vision to come into life. And we're very grateful that after 2 years, we are beginning to see the results of all the hard work that we put in. So that was how I started.
You started. Okay, now, so how do you ensure equal opportunities across genders and disabilities with your project? How do you ensure that everybody is being attended to the way they ought to be?
Okay, what we do is we take it one step at a time. One policy at a time. One client at a time. One initiative or program at a time. Now, if we want to talk about persons with disabilities, okay, a client might come to us and say, okay, we want to have this program for persons with disabilities and want you to come in and advise us and give us technical advice. How do we go about this? So what we do basically first is that we get data, because data is the new oil, and you cannot do anything without it. Well, it's not enough to get the data. You need to clean up the data, and you need to also interpret what the data says. I'll give an example. If there is an empowerment, don't let me use empowerment. Let's say there is an intervention from government, and it has to do with poverty alleviation. Now, what we are used to in this part of the world is that they pack rice, they pack, let's say, beans and gari into a nylon and give to thousands and even possibly millions of people without finding out before they start the program, even before the initiative started, who are those people or category of people that do not eat rice? Because there are some people that their diet, they cannot even eat rice. They cannot eat gari. They cannot eat all of those foods. But here, we do not do that. We do not try to segregate the people that we want to, carry out a program for. We do not, we just lump everybody together. If we want to do an initiative on, let's say, eyesight, and then we now caught millions of people to come get reading glasses. Who told you that everybody has issues?
It's the same.
That they have issues, the same issues with their eyesight. You ought to carry out first-hand information by reaching out to the people you want to be involved on the program. You first of all get data relating to their needs. What do you need? What is your problem? So that by the time we now come back and give you feedback, you will now be able to take better decisions as to how you want to carry out that program. I'll give you another example. For example, if you want to, let's say you want to, I want to use the private sector now. Okay. Their CSR, corporate social responsibility. If they want to, let's say they want to do something for the youths in a community, and they say, okay, everybody, you must go and register online, because that's the norm now. Whatever opportunity you want, anywhere, you have to register. Without considering that there are some people that cannot even access the internet. They have been excluded. They cannot access the internet in the sense that they do not have devices that can access the internet. They do not have data connectivity to access the internet. Some of them do not even have the know-how. They don't have the knowledge of how they can access those forms and fill it and even submit. You'll be shocked that even in Lagos, some people cannot fill a single Google form.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
But people that put out programs do not consider all of these issues. And those are the questions we have as IDCL. If we are putting together a program and we come on board, we have who is left behind? Who have we not considered? Who has been excluded? So those are the questions we ask.
I love the fact that, a lot of people, when I see modules that require questions and answers, and the person that comes to me, what exactly is the mind of this person to have created this question or this module? And I like the way you're able to even break it down. When it comes
from start to finish.
Including inclusivity, let me use that word. Because at this point, it's like, even if you want to do it, you still have to make your homework. You have to do your homework.
Exactly.
Right? You have to know who and who does not eat rice.
Exactly.
You have to know if there are some people that even come and they have one bag of rice at home. But greed will not allow them to.
Exactly. And it wouldn't even allow the rice to get to the right people that needs the rice.
Exactly.
And there are some people, I'll tell you something. I have been involved or seen programs that government rolls out periodically, and then the same set of people keeps
collecting,
benefiting because there is no database. You do not know who has collected last month. You keep giving the same set of people. Why some other people are being excluded? So this is where we come in.
I love that part. Yes, this is very interesting because I think there was a point then they said, okay, I think that was COVID-19, where you had to write your names down, and it was as though it's some sort of people that were always receiving.
Exactly.
And you know, a journalist friend said in his own community, you know, they said there's a list of people who will be giving some certain things, and at that point, you know, the first set came and they gave them, but he was bothered to like, okay, what's going on? There's some people, have you collected? No. Have you collected? No. Have you collected?
So who are those?
People
have been collecting
every month? Do you understand? So he made his findings.
It's because there is no data.
Exactly. I found that the head, the person in charge of the project, has his name, his wife's name, his children's name,
his cousin,
his name again,
his cousin.
Oh my goodness! Again.
Wow.
Right. Then he has some few people, you know. And he was like, what? So the list had to be changed every month. And like you said, that's where you come in.
There is no developmental program or policy without the right data. Because data drives development. When you know, even after the program, you ought to get feedback from the people. Okay, what did this initiative, what did it do for you? What do you think we can do better next time? And that's how you drive development. Genuine development. Not just lip service that we practice.
Not just lip service. Well, anyways, we'll still be asking more questions, but let's quickly go for that. You know, people want to reach out to you. They know someone who is disabled. They know somebody, someone who they will feel, somebody that you need to talk to, or you know, so that you could actually make it to them for that. How do they reach to you?
Okay, our website is www.idcl.org, and we are on LinkedIn and Facebook as IDCL International. IDCL International. That's our handle of this, and LinkedIn, and on Instagram IDCL_org. IDCL_org. Yes.
Great. So if you want to tell people outside now, you want to tell people outside about what we'll discuss, what you do, but there's something missing that you need to hear. What would that be?
Okay, my message is that there are people that are being excluded every day, every time. There are people beyond the statistics we see online or on websites. I'll give an example. 1 in every 4 women or girl has been sexually abused in their lifetime. That's a real statistic from the United Nations. Okay, and there are people or faces behind these figures, and we should try to connect with these people. We should try to be empathetic, put ourselves in their shoes as leaders, as president, the governor, as leaders in our different corners. We should, whether we are the head of an organization or the head of family or anything, we should try to also consider people that do not have equal access like we do. It's easy for us. You get up from here, you probably call a cab or you take your car, you drive away. There are some people, they cannot walk. Okay, what are the provisions society is making for them? Are we conscious of these people? Do you know anyone with a disability? Do you know anybody with gender issues? What are your thoughts towards these people, and what is your own input into making it better for them?
Well said.
Very beautiful. I love that last piece there, because this is just to say that you probably don't need to be. They don't need to be in your position to actually help out, to actually be a middleman. Well, you might not be professional. If you want to be part of that, you really as social media handles, so you can always reach out to them. to be part of this inclusivity.
Inclusivity.
Inclusivity, yeah. So you can be part of it. It's very interesting. And trust me, there's always this permanent feeling joy you get when you help people. Trust me. You just don't know.
Can I put in a last word?
Few seconds.
Okay. Inclusivity is not a social related thing. It's not welfareism. It's actually a right. Okay? It's their right. Yeah. It's there. I told you that there are legal buckets.
Yes, that's what you said.
There are a lot of legal buckets. In fact, there is a law that says a landlord or landlady should not throw out a tenant because he or she has a child with disability. But that is not what is obtained in Nigeria. We see cases every day where landlords don't even allow them to come in because they have a child with disability.
Yes.
So it is a right. Everybody has a right. Yes, everybody has a right to the same thing as the next person.
Okay.
So the implementation is what the problem is.
It's what the problem is. And we focus on implementation, which is very, very important. Well, at this point, we have to wrap up because our time is up. Well, I hope you enjoyed the program. Don't worry, we'll bring it out again. She's going to do more than just telling us about that, but she's going to show us exactly what the law says about different instances that she will be stating on that day. Well, I'd like to say thank you so much for being on the show. You did so amazing. I noticed you want to keep talking, but I don't worry. It's not that because you're a guest. Would have said we should be going. Look at that. But anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you, Blossom, for having me.
I love the fire and the passion.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we're rooting for you.
Thank you.
Fighting. Yeah, jeez.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed the show.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Thank
you, Gratitude, for having me.
Welcome.
Thank you, right, and this will draw the curtain. We'll be seeing you pretty soon about what's about with Buzz and trending on social media. Until then, I want you to have a fabulous Tuesday. My name is Blossom.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Women's Corner. See you same time, same station tomorrow. My name is Gratitude. Goodbye.